"Daddy, I need 500,000 naira." Her father looked up from his breakfast. "What for?" Pamela smiled. "Don't worry, Daddy. I know what I'm doing." Mr. Eric smiled back. "Done." That was all. No questions, no explanation, no conditions, just done. Pamela picked up her phone and smiled. "All right, Daddy." But she wasn't grateful. She was already thinking about what she would ask for next, because Pamela had grown up believing that whenever she wanted something, the answer was always yes. And she didn't know that one day, that single word would almost destroy her life. If you enjoy African stories with powerful family lessons, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and stay with me until the end. Because this is the story of a father who gave his daughter everything, except the one thing she needed most: a boundary. Pamela was 17 years old and lived with her father in one of the most beautiful houses in Enugu. The house had everything: a swimming pool, a large compound, luxury cars, housekeepers, a driver, a private chef, and a father who believed his daughter deserved the best of everything. Mr. Eric was a successful businessman. He had worked hard for his wealth. He remembered growing up with very little, so when Pamela was born, he made a promise. "My daughter will never suffer the way I suffered." And he kept that promise. Perhaps too well. At 13, she said she wanted a phone. He bought her the latest model of iPhone. At 15, she complained about her school. He transferred her to the most expensive private school in the city. At 16, she wanted a car. Mr. Eric bought her one. And when his wife occasionally warned him, he always said the same thing: "She is my only daughter." His wife would sigh. "Giving her everything isn't the same as loving her." Mr. Eric would laugh. "You worry too much." He didn't understand. He thought money could protect his daughter from disappointment. He didn't realize he was also protecting her from consequences. At school, Pamela was popular. Everybody knew her. Not because she was particularly intelligent, not because she was kind, but because she was rich. Girls followed her because she bought lunch. Boys followed her because they wanted to ride in her car. Even students who didn't like her tried to stay on her good side. Her closest friend was Ada. Ada wasn't wealthy. She is a scholarship kid. Her mother sold food at a roadside restaurant. But Ada had something Pamela didn't: humility. One afternoon, the girls sat under a tree after class. Pamela was scrolling through her phone. "I am tired of this school," Ada laughed. "You say that every week." "I mean it this time." "Why?" "The school is boring." Ada shook her head. "You just don't like being told what to do." Pamela looked at her. "So?" Ada smiled. "One day, somebody will tell you no." Pamela laughed. "My father doesn't." "That is exactly what I'm talking about." Pamela rolled her eyes. "Please." She didn't know those words would come back to haunt her. A few weeks later, the school announced an entrepreneurship competition. Students were asked to create a small business project. The winning student would receive a scholarship and funding to develop the idea. Ada was excited. She wanted to create a small food business using her mother's recipes. Pamela wasn't interested until she heard the prize money. "What's the amount?" 2 million naira. Pamela immediately sat up. "I'm participating." Ada laughed. "You don't even have an idea." "I'll get one." And she did. Or rather, she bought one. Pamela's dad paid a university student to create a business proposal for her. She didn't understand the project. She didn't care. She only wanted to win. Ada worked for 3 weeks on her own project. She tested recipes, calculated costs, designed packaging. She even used part of her savings to buy ingredients. Pamela watched her. Why are you stressing yourself? Ada smiled. Because I want to learn. Pamela laughed. My father can give me 2 million in 5 minutes. Ada looked at her. Then why are you entering the competition? Pamela didn't answer. The day of the competition arrived. Students presented their ideas before a panel. Ada went first. She spoke confidently about her food business. The judges asked questions. She answered them. Then Pamela stepped forward. Her presentation was beautiful. The slides looked professional. The branding was impressive. But when the judges started asking questions, Pamela became uncomfortable. How much will your product cost to produce? She froze. What's your expected profit margin? Pamela looked at her notes. I don't know. The room became quiet. One judge frowned. You submitted this proposal. Pamela smiled nervously. Yes. So why don't you know the figures?
She couldn't answer. Then one of the judges asked, Did you create this proposal yourself? Pamela became defensive. Yes. The judge looked at her. Are you sure? Pamela's face changed. For the first time, money couldn't rescue her. Her father wasn't there. She simply stood there, unprepared. Pamela didn't win. Ada did. The school celebrated Ada. Students congratulated her. Her mother cried when she heard the news. Pamela watched everything from a distance. She was furious. That evening, she went home. Daddy. Mr. Eric looked up. What happened? I lost the competition. He immediately stood. Who won? Ada. Don't worry. Pamela frowned. I'm not asking you to worry. Then what do you want? I want the school to reverse the result. Mr. Eric laughed. Why? Because I deserve to win. He looked at her. Did you? Pamela became quiet. Then she said, Daddy, please. Mr. Eric reached for his phone. I'll speak to the school. His wife, who had been listening, stopped him. No. Mr. Eric looked at her. What? Don't. Pamela stared at her mother. But Mama. No. She turned to Mr. Eric. Let her lose. The room became silent. Pamela looked shocked. You're my mother. Yes. And you're telling Daddy not to help me? I am telling your father to let you experience the result of your choices. Pamela stormed upstairs. Mr. Eric followed her. Don't worry. I'll handle it. His wife closed her eyes. That's the problem. The next morning, something happened that changed everything. Pamela woke up to dozens of missed calls. Her father had received terrible news. One of his biggest business contracts had been suspended. The company was being investigated over a financial dispute. His accounts were temporarily restricted. His business partners were demanding answers. For the first time in Pamela's life, her father couldn't simply solve the problem with money. And that frightened her. Daddy? Mr. Eric sat quietly in his office. What is happening? He looked at her. Business problem. Can you fix it? He smiled weakly. I am trying. Pamela stood there. Then she asked, Can I still get my allowance? Her father looked at her. For the first time, he didn't answer immediately. No. Pamela stared. What? I said no. She laughed. Daddy, stop joking. I'm not joking. But I need money. I know. Then give me some. I can't. Pamela became angry. You always give me money. Mr. Eric looked at her. And maybe that is where I made my mistake. For the first time, Pamela had to live without unlimited money. Her driver stopped taking her to school. She had to use public transport. Her expensive restaurant meals disappeared. Her friends stopped calling. The same girls who once surrounded her suddenly became busy. One afternoon, Pamela walked into the school cafeteria. Nobody moved to make space for her. She stood there holding her tray. Ada looked up. "Pamela." Pamela sat beside her. Ada smiled. "Are you okay?" Pamela looked away. "My father is having financial problems." Ada became serious. "I'm sorry." Pamela nodded. Then something unexpected happened. Ada pushed her food toward Pamela. "Take some." Pamela looked at her. "Why?" "Because you look hungry." Pamela almost cried. For the first time, somebody was helping her without expecting anything in return. Weeks passed. Pamela's life became completely different. She started helping Ada with the food project. At first, she complained. Then she became interested. She learned how to calculate costs, how to speak to customers, how to package products, how to keep records. Meanwhile, Mr. Eric's problems became worse. His company was struggling. He began selling some of his luxury possessions to keep the business alive. One evening, Pamela entered his office. She saw him staring at old photographs. "What are you looking at?" "My life." She sat beside him. "Daddy." He looked at her. "I am sorry." "For what?" "For everything." Pamela was confused. He continued. "I thought giving you everything meant I was protecting you." Pamela looked down. "But I was teaching you that you should never struggle." He sighed. "I taught you that money could solve every problem." Pamela's eyes filled with tears. "I thought you loved me." "I did." "You still do?" "More than anything." "Then why did you let me become like that?" Mr. Eric looked at her. "Because I didn't know the difference between giving you what you wanted and giving you what you needed." Pamela cried. And for the first time, father and daughter had a conversation without money sitting between them.
But the biggest twist was still coming. Months later, Mr. Eric's business investigation was finally resolved. The allegations against him were false. A former business manager had manipulated financial records and attempted to shift blame onto him. Mr. Eric was cleared. His company recovered. His money returned. And everyone expected Pamela to return to her old life. But she didn't. The entrepreneurship project that Ada had started became a real business. Pamela joined her. Together, they created a small food brand. They started with one table, then a small shop, then online orders. Pamela used the lessons she had learned from her father. Ada used the lessons she had learned from her mother, and together they built something neither girl could have built alone. One day, a journalist interviewed Pamela. "Your father is a wealthy businessman. Why did you decide to work from the ground up?" Pamela smiled. "Because I needed to know who I was without his money." The journalist asked, "Do you regret growing up wealthy?" Pamela thought about it. "No." "Why?" "Because money was never the problem." She paused. "The problem was that nobody taught me how to live without it." Years later, Pamela stood before a group of young girls at a school event. She told them, "Having rich parents is not a crime." The girls laughed. "But believing that wealth makes you better than everyone else is dangerous," she continued. "Your parents can give you the best education. They can buy you beautiful clothes. They can give you opportunities, but they cannot buy character." She looked at the audience. "And if your parents love you, don't only ask them for things, ask them to teach you. Teach you how to fail, how to apologize, how to work, how to hear no, how to respect people who cannot give you anything." The room became silent. Then Pamela said, "Because one day your parents may not be there to fix everything." That evening, Pamela returned home. Her father was sitting outside. She sat beside him. "Daddy." "Yes?" "Do you remember when I used to say, 'done'?" He laughed. "I remember." She smiled. "I don't say that anymore." "Why?" "Because now I know that not everything should be immediate." Mr. Eric looked at his daughter proudly. What changed you? Pamela looked toward the sunset. Losing everything I thought made me important. Her father nodded. Then she added, and realizing I still had something left. What? Pamela smiled. You. Mr. Eric's eyes filled with tears. Sometimes parents think giving their children everything is proof of love, but children don't only need gifts, they need boundaries, they need correction, they need responsibility. They need to understand that actions have consequences. A child who never hears no may grow up believing that the world owes them a yes, and the world does not work that way. You can give your child the best house and still fail to give them a home. You can pay for the best school and still fail to teach them wisdom. You can buy them everything they ask for and still leave them emotionally empty. Real love is not always saying yes. Sometimes real love says work for it, wait, apologize, try again, no. And sometimes the most loving thing a parent can do is allow their child to experience a small failure today so they don't suffer a devastating one tomorrow. Pamela thought losing money had destroyed her. Instead, it introduced her to herself.
She learned that she was more than her father's bank account, more than her expensive clothes, more than her car, more than the people who followed her because of what she could buy. She discovered something money could never purchase: character. And that became the greatest inheritance her father ever gave her. So let me ask you, do you think parents who give their children everything are spoiling them, or are they simply trying to give them the life they never had? And if you were Mr. Eric, would you have continued giving Pamela whatever she wanted? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more African stories filled with drama, wisdom, and powerful life lessons. Remember, a child does not need a parent who can give them everything. A child needs a parent who can teach them how to become someone when everything is gone.